Welcome everyone to the TEP's first event this school year. So first, I am with the Center for Excellence in Education, which was founded in 1983 by Duane DeGennaro, who is still our president, Admiral Rickover, who's the father of the nuclear Navy. Our mission is to nurture high school and university scholars to careers of excellence and leadership in STEM. And we offer three costly programs in the United States: the Research Science Institute, USA Bio-Olympiad, and the Teacher Enrichment Program. Carrie Cresson here was also from James Madison University, and she's the Director of Outreach and STEM there. So Carrie, take it away. It's all you.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about some of the opportunities that come out of our center and then another center on campus. So I direct the Center for STEM Education and Outreach. And unlike most universities where STEM outreach is kind of done within one person does it in the College of Ed, or it's service for STEM faculty. The center is exclusively dedicated to K-12 STEM outreach. And we have a small variety of programs that got even smaller in the last year and a half, 2 years because of COVID. But I just kind of want to talk to you about the ones that are actually coming up this year that may be of interest to you or your students. When I say center, just so you have some context for this, a center in a university, a lot of people picture a big room with more than one office. And the center is me, just me. So we're only able to do so much, but we try to reach as many K-12 students in our region that can get to us or that we can get to them. And driving theme through everything we do is that it's no cost. I mean, if we could pay for subs so teachers could come, we would. We've helped subsidize buses for schools that couldn't afford buses. There's no cost to be here. We help subsidize lunch tickets on campus if that's a problem for families. So everything we do, we try to make as equally accessible as we can. Some pictures of kids we've worked with. So the center is just me running it. However, the reason that we're allowed to do the programs we do are because of a group of JMU students that volunteer for this. And they're not volunteering for service or because they have to do it for a class. And they hear about my organization called STEM Corps, and they come to me and they say, I want to spend my Friday afternoons at the Boys and Girls Club. So those are the types of students we're working with, and it's fantastic. And then in addition, for programs targeted at middle and high school that we're developing that are more research informed as far as the STEM research practices, we have faculty that volunteer to help us develop those programs. So I don't have an expertise in all the disciplines of STEM, and that's why we rely on faculty to make sure we're representing a good diversity of the disciplines and accurately. So the first thing coming up is we started this 4 years ago. It's called a Brain Bee. So think spelling bee, but neuroscience. The Brain Bee, so there's a national Brain Bee and then an international one. And so we host a regional one that's kind of Shenandoah Valley area. The winner to that goes to nationals, and the winner to that goes to internationals. Last year, the winner of our regional bee won second place at nationals, which made us very happy, and was the alternate for internationals. So what this looks like is it's for ages 13 to 19. That's determined by the national level. No cost at all. The students come here, and we get them a t-shirt, we get them breakfast, we get them lunch on campus, and there's a competition, and all of the questions from the competition come from a free online book. And so all students are studying from the same resource. And they're ranging from, sometimes it's fact-based questions. Last year, because we did it virtual, we had some students that do neuroscience research present either like a human brain in the camera or their actual histology research and ask a question in the context of their research. So it's kind of introducing these high school students to the types of neuro research that's done at JMU. And after that, they all go over to our neuroscience labs in the biology building, and we have the neuroscience professors and research students talk to the students and show them what they do and let them hold the real human brains and look at the microscopy images and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to try to have that again in person, and that will be in February. It usually runs from 9 to 1, something like that. Other one that we're able to do, hopefully we'll be able to do this year, is we have it's become annual now. We call it the STEM Center Breakfast. We invite any K-12 science, math, STEM related teachers that can get to JMU by a Friday at 8:30 in the morning, and some JMU faculty that tend to be advocates that are advocates for K-12 STEM education. So some of them are out of the College of Ed, some are in the science departments that are the ones that do a lot of professional development. And we have a big breakfast buffet, and then there's kind of some introductions and opportunity for the teachers that have needs to maybe touch base with some faculty that can provide some opportunities. And they get to talk to each other and not be around kids. And then we have a workshop, and we try to keep it timely. This year, we're going to have someone, we're not sure who yet, but someone that's working with BDOE on their new Math Pathways curriculum. But they're going to talk about practical ways to integrate data science of real important and interesting data into science and STEM curriculum. So what we insist on with all presenters is it needs to be practical within the constraints and that teachers have, and give them some resources they could walk away and try something next week if they wanted to. So we haven't opened registration for that yet. You can look for it. This is our website. You can email me if you're like, I'm going to have to remember this in December, so can you please shoot me an email? And then last, I wanted to just talk briefly about a program that we have been developing. This came out of my brain as a result of the increased awareness of social injustices over the past couple of years. And so it's a really long acronym, but I was proud of it. So this will be like a field trip model where a teacher can bring a group of students to campus, again, no cost. And instead of kind of doing what we used to do, which were some kind of traditional STEM quote activities, we are going to have we're designing experiences that are based on faculty research. So that might be a chemistry professor, it might be an engineering professor, and they're going to take the types of things they do in their lab with their students and modify and optimize it so it can be in 2 hours with middle to high school students on campus. And then as part of that, this isn't going to be an add-on, it's kind of be what's kind of driving the whole project is students going to do some STEM thinking practices like data visualization, systems thinking, working with different types of models to understand the broader impact social equity piece that connects to that. So for example, the first one we've been developing, now an undergraduate did this summer with the professor in chemistry. Her research is on making biopolymers for different applications using chitin. And so our students, your students would come in and they do a very common chemistry practices, some quantitative reasoning to synthesize small plastic material from chitin testing some different variables. And then that will be, while that's drying and afterwards, they'll start looking at some different types of data visualizations and simulations on where our plastic goes, that we are just like, yay, we recycle, good job. And all the way down to, or over to the health impact of, say, children in Malaysia whose family are pickers, and some of the social and global issues with that. So that's the one we worked out. I've been thinking about this for like 1.5 years, and we just have the first one. It requires a lot of faculty time, which is hard to ask for right now. But we're hoping to offer 4 of these in the fall and offer maybe 2 of each, 8 over the course of a fall semester and spring semester, until we can get some more funds to hire some more people to help us with this. And then I'm going to just leave these slides for you. This isn't my program, but I said I would share the slides. This is the Center for Advancement of Sustainable Energy, and Remy Pangel and her new hire, Dustin, run a bunch of K-12 education outreach programs that relate to wind and solar energy. And you can check out her website for the details. The one that she said to mention is there's an energy carnival, I think she called it, on October 2nd. And there's some opportunities for kids to make some solar panels or solar houses and then display them and get an award, things like that. So if you want more about that, I would email Remy or Dustin or check out their website. Yeah, and again, this is open to anyone that can get here and fills out the registration form, and when we ask for it, and there's no cost. And we won't make parking difficult. You can park right in front of where the building is. So.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, thank you so much for presenting, and I'll get all these up on my website and all of that. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I'm stunned at the stuff that I feel like I'm constantly stunned by, what we're able to accomplish and what people do. And we are sponsored by the Akamai Technologies, Amazon, Amgen Foundation, the Arnold and Kay Klejen Charitable Foundation, BAE, Clonmore Charitable Foundation, Gilead Sciences, Illumina Foundation, Jack Kent Cook Foundation, Jacobs Engineering, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Lockheed Martin, May Family Foundation, Psychomedics Corporation, Spark Therapeutics, TC Energy, the Virginia Department of Higher Education, Vulcan Materials, and WestRock. And I just also realized that Commonwealth of Virginia as well. So good luck this school year. You'll be hearing from me in terms of just events that have happened and upcoming events that we are doing. And certainly please get in touch with me if you're ever looking for resources, you need a speaker, you just want to talk to someone because you have a question about classroom content. I know a lot of scientists who will be very, very excited to talk to you and tell you all about something. So I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be in touch.